So part of your homework is to fill out this multiplication chart. And we've been doing this in class for, oh gosh, 2 to 3 months now, most of y'all. And if you've not been doing this in class, that probably means that you don't really need it because you already were very, very good with your strategies for multiplication. But I still want you to fill this out. It's never going to hurt you to fill one out and really be good with all of the patterns that are found in this multiplication chart. So we've already listed 0 through 10 across the top and 0 through 10 along the side. So of course this stuff down here you won't be using. Remember, if you have a blank one that you start with, you yourself have to fill in those numbers across the top. So we are going to start out with our zeros because of course when you multiply by 0 you get 0. So this entire row across the top will end up being zeros. So if you need to watch this video while you're filling out your chart to help you remember, that's totally fine. Or if you just want to watch it real quick to get a quick reminder, that's fine too. And then of course all the way down this left column we are also going to have zeros because again we're still multiplying by 0 in this column, which means everything will be a 0. Okay, so then we are going to do our ones. So we know when we multiply by 1, we get the other factor. So basically across here, we're just counting by ones. We've already got 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And same thing in the first column. So every time that you fill in a row of facts, you want to go ahead and fill in the column which goes from top to bottom as well. Okay, so now we've got our 2's. So multiplying by 2 is just like counting by 2's. It's just doubles facts. Now you've already got 0 and 2. So we're just going to fill in the rest of these. Okay, and same thing here. Now we've already got 0, 2, 4. So we're just going to keep on going. Okay. Now we are to our 3's. For our 3's, remember we have a song that we can sing to the tune of Jingle Bells. If you remember it, sing it for your folks. So we have 0, 3, 6. Okay, and then we're going to fill in our 3's going down the column. 0, 3, 6, 9. Parents, I bet you have never filled out a multiplication chart, and I bet you sure never filled one out this easily. It's all about patterns. It's not about memorizing what we call count bys and just counting. Now, so far we've been doing count bys because it's 1's, 2's, and 3's, but you'll see as we get going here, we don't do count bys. We're not sitting there trying to count by 8's or trying to count by 7's or count by 9's because that's kind of a time waster. Now, it is a strategy, but like we always tell the kids, it's kind of a slow, painful strategy. Unless you're really fast at counting by those numbers. When we do count bys, really those are multiples that we would be saying. Okay, so now we're to the 4's. Actually, you know what? Let's skip down and do the 5's because 5's are super simple. We're just counting by 5's, right? So 0, 5, 10, 15. Okay, and then we're going to fill in our 5's across the down the column. So we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. We've already got 25. Okay. Now notice I had to remember to skip my 4's row and my 4's column. You've got to remember to do that if you're going to skip around. But I always tell you, start with the easiest ones first. So we're going to knock out the 0's, 1's, 2's, 3's, 5's, and 10's first. So let's do our 10's. So we already have 0, 10, 20, 30. There's 40. 50, and then so on. And you notice as you go, you always have fewer things to fill in because some are already done for you. Okay, so now let's go back to those 4's. Now you'll remember that when we do 2's facts, we call those doubles. When we do 4's, we call them double doubles. Well, all we need to do to fill in our 4's, we don't need to count by 4's, even though it's not terribly difficult. All we need to do is double our 2's factors, or our 2's multiples. So 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 6 plus 6 is 12, 8 plus 8 would be 16, 10 plus 10 is 20, 12 plus 12 is 24, 14 plus 14, 28. 16 plus 16, 32. 18 plus 18, 36. And 20 plus 20 is 40. So now when we fill these in, all we really have to do is copy this. We don't even have to think about doubles or anything. We're just going to copy these down. And 40 is already there for us. See, all of a sudden, we're only about 5 minutes in and we're almost done. Now for sixes, remember, just double your threes. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 9 plus 9 is 18, and so on. So 18 plus 18 is going to be 36. 21 plus 21, 42. 24 plus 24, 48. 27 plus 27, 54. And if you need to use scratch paper to do things like 27 plus 27 or later on 36 plus 36, that's fine. So again, to fill in our sixes here, we're just going to copy what we have already. Okay. All right. Now, we are going to skip our sevens for now. So let's go to the eights. So we doubled the twos to get the fours. So why not double the fours to get the eights? 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 12 plus 12 is 24, and so on. So we're going to go over here to 28 plus 28. Remember to skip that sevens row. 28 plus 28 is 56. 32 plus 32 is 64. And 36 plus 36 is 72. Then again, we're going to skip that sevens column. Remember, we're working on eights, not sevens. So again, we don't really have to think about what we're going to fill in. We're just going to copy these numbers, the ones that aren't already in there. Just like that. And all of a sudden, we are left with just 4 facts. Well, remember, 7 times 7 is cool and fine. And you're going to already answer this before I even say it. 7 times 7 is 49. So that one's done. Now, we are left with some nines facts. We have 9 times 7. Oh, and 7 times 9. So these two are going to be the same product. And if you'll remember, we've got our nines trick, and we've also got a nines strategy. One way you can do it is you can think, okay, well, I'm going to write down here. We're going to do 9 times 7. We're going to change this 9 to a 10. So 10 times 7 is 70. But we only needed 9 groups of 7, not 10 of them. So we've got to get rid of a group of 7. So 70 minus 7. And of course, if you regroup, you see that you get 63. But let's think about this logically. If we're at 70 and we start subtracting, we're going to jump down into the 60s. And then if you just think, well, 10 minus 7, because that's what that really becomes when we do this. 10 minus 7 is 3 and 63. So there's this product. And of course, they're going to be the same because they're both 9 times 7 or 7 times 9. And then we are down to 9 times 9. So let's use our same strategy. So we're going to change one of the 9s to a 10. 10 times 9 equals 90. And then we need to get rid of a group of 9 because we only needed 9 groups of 9, not 10. 90 minus 9, we're going to end up at 81. So there's your 81. Of course, you can also use your nines trick on your hand if you want to solve that. But that 9 strategy of changing the 9 to a 10, it'll work every time. So there's your multiplication chart. Even with me talking my way through it, we did it in just under 9 minutes. So I know that some of y'all are going to be very speedy at getting this done, but use this multiplication chart to help you with your multiplication facts comparing today, where you're solving the 2 multiplication facts and then putting in less than, greater than, or equal to. And I already did an example for you on that. So hopefully this helps you. And we'll do one of these probably each week. So you're going to be very, very good at it by the end of the year. Y'all have a great day.